Hey everybody, it's me Marquita, and I was coming here to make a video. I told y'all that of course, my head is getting to the point where I can't lay on my right side. Like my incision. Okay. Backstory, if you don't know, July the 1st, 2015, I had double brain surgery. It was supposed to be one brain surgery at 8 a.m. I had that surgery at 8 a.m. They closed me up because they couldn't get, so I was getting the surgery, a VP shunt, to take water retention off my brain to drain into my stomach so that I can pee it out. That's what it's supposed to do. Well, so the first surgery was at 8 o'clock, and it was supposed to be the only surgery. Got in there, he poked. Couldn't get it to work, so they stapled me up, woke me up in recovery. I still remember this. And they told me, okay, well, the doctor couldn't get it to work, so we're going to do it at 8 o'clock tonight. I was like, okay. Before entertaining myself, I'm not going to say that because I do feel sorry for that man. But it was a man laying beside me in the next, because we was in, recovery, and I remember, because when they woke me up, of course, he's yelling, and, I felt sorry for him, but I remember, because the only thing that I told myself is, when you wake up, you have to remember that your girls are Hannah and Savannah. Because I didn't want to remember, I didn't care if I lost my complete memory. I didn't want to forget them. So as soon as they woke me up to tell me that the surgery didn't work, then I was going to have to go back in at 8 p.m. I remember saying, your girls are Hannah and Savannah. Your girls are Hannah and Savannah. And then the dude that's when I looked over, the dude beside me, he was yelling because he had surgery on his jaw because he had an infection, and they had to go in, cut a little piece of his jaw out because it was infected, the jawbone, and it was infected. Okay. Only know that because that's what he yelled. So he's yelling at the top of his lungs, I need something for pain. And they're like, we just gave you some morphine. Now, I'm not taking up for him, but I am a little bit. Because they gave him morphine. But he's on Subutex. And if you know what Subutex is, or Suboxone, that you take that and it blocks. It's usually for people that are on drugs. So when they take the medicine, it blocks the high mechanism. I don't know what you would call it. So they gave him morphine. Well, he's laying there in pain because the morphine is not taking away his pain. So yes, the morphine is in his body, but to me, they should have told him, okay, well, don't take your Subutex for at least 3 days before the surgery, so that after surgery you can get, pain medication, whatever. And I remember him yelling, I'm on Suboxone. I can't, I need something for pain. And I remember they asked me, as I was about to go back to sleep, they asked me, well, are you in pain? And I just remember saying, my neck hurts. Now, they had me laying on one pillow. Every night, I sleep with 3 pillows. And I sleep with 3 pillows, 3 thick pillows. And then I sleep with, I used to have 4 comforters. I let Gary used one this winter and haven't made it back to my bed. So this is what I sleep with every night, summer and winter. 4 comforters, or now it's 3 comforters, and 3 pillows. So I'm only saying that because after surgery, the only thing that I wasn't laying on no pillows. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's why my neck hurts, because I'm not propped up. Well, my neck was hurting, and it didn't comprehend in my head until like I left the next morning, because I was in there overnight because of the second surgery. It's supposed to be just a 1-day surgery, like have the surgery that day, go home later that night. That's how I was supposed to do, but I ended up staying overnight. Well, my neck was hurting because of the tube that's on my right side. The tube goes from my head on around. See, I'm trying to see if I can show y'all. Okay, right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's not. No, hold on. Okay, there it is. Hold on. And then from right here, it goes. And then like right here, I can't feel it, but it goes like this down the front, all the way down to my stomach. That's how it goes. But like I could feel it. And so that's why my neck was hurting. I didn't comprehend that that's why my neck was hurting. So that's why I told him, like, because my head wasn't hurting, it was my neck. And so they gave me a shot of morphine. And the way that man looked at me, I remember, because like I'm laying on my side, so I'm facing him, and I'm trying to. And I told myself, I was like, I can remember this story so I could tell Jennifer. Jennifer's going to crack up about it. Not that it's funny, because I do believe the man was in pain. But I remember saying, I'm going to tell Jennifer about this story. But then I also was trying to say, your kids are Hannah and Savannah. Your kids are Hannah and Savannah. So that's what I was doing in recovery. Okay, so they gave me morphine. And I remember right before I go, like, and this man is like staring in my eyeballs. Like, I'm pretty sure if he thought that he could run, and like before the morphine got in my veins, like if he could just slip his vein up under my skin to get that medicine, I'm thinking he would. Like if he thought that it was a chance that he could do that. Like, that's how he was looking. Like, how dare you take my medicine? And so, but he was serious. He was mad. So, of course, naturally, I went back to sleep. They came and woke me up and saying, I'm going to take you into recovery. I'm going to, we're wheeling you back to surgery. I was like, okay. I didn't even know no time passed. Because, like I said, when they woke me up, they woke me up to tell me that that the surgery didn't work, that I was going back in at 8 o'clock at night. So the second surgery, I guess, was a success, even though I had really bad complications afterward. And with it being 3 years later, I am still having complications. So I say all that to say this. I can't lay on my right side. And this has been, like 2 months now?
Yeah.
About 2 months. Like, it was always tender for me to lay on that side because, of course, I had a double incision. Even though they cut the first incision, but, I mean, they stapled it closed. Then later on that night, they had to take the staples out, reopen it up, and then reclose it. So I knew that there was going to be a little nerve damage, which I was okay with that. And, and I dealt with it, but like the head pressure, That was totally new. I have not got over that. Like I said, July the 1st, 2015 is when I had both of them surgeries. But I have noticed that, okay, and I took a picture of it, and I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it. That's why I'm making this video, just to explain the pictures, because y'all might not see anything. And Gary was like, it's not filming, like the pictures, you really can't tell, because of course I'm just taking a picture, because we cut a bald spot in my head, and but you know, I got enough hair that I just, you know, put my ponytail back in, so you don't know that I have a bald spot up under there. I don't really care about hair, so it wasn't like, I wasn't sad. Like, if I could, I would shave my head bald, because I don't like hair on myself. I do like hair on guys, so which is weird. That's why bae. Anyhow, bae, we're not talking about bae. So we took a picture. He took a picture of it before we cut it, like cut the hair, just to see if you can physically see the dent, because you can feel it. And I know y'all probably are like, oh, that's just your scar. No, because how it is because if you ever seen anybody that had brain cancer, or not brain cancer, brain surgery, it looks like a candy cane. It goes up like this and around. That's how it goes, up and around. So that's how my incision is on the back of my head. Okay? Now, so the scar is like a candy cane. So it goes up and around like that. But then below the incision, about like right here, you know, I'm just saying, like, if that's my head, that's where it's denting in. And then, because like my first thought is, okay, well, my incision is caving in. Why is it caving in? Because it wasn't like that. And then I thought, oh, and I thought this, like, even before we even tried to take a picture. I was like, maybe I have a fat roll in my head. So, you know, I went to try to, you know, follow the dent. But it's like, to me, it feels like it's probably about that. Like that it dips in about that much. But it's like really short. It's like not even like a little tiny inch. Huh? It's about as wide as the tube. Well, okay, it's about as wide as the tube. But, I mean, I know y'all probably think, and y'all probably don't, but I'm just saying, just to narrow down, and just to, not narrow down, exclude, is that the right word? Exclude things that it could be. Is that the word? Okay, just to try to not negotiate. It starts with an N. Narrow down. Trying to, so that I can, I'm narrowing down what it could be, because it's not the incision, because it's below the incision. And it's not a fat roll, because, unless, like, I got like a little tiny fat roll just right there, because, like, yes, I'm fat. But it's nowhere else on my head. Like, there's no other dents. And so, and it hasn't been like that. Like, I just noticed when I realized I was laying on my right side, and I'm like, man, my left eye hurts. And then, like, I sit up, because I actually watched a video of a man talking about pseudotumor cerebri, and that people, like, they wake up with headaches. But he's like, what it is because when you're laying kind of flat, like, all the water is just pooling in one place. But if you sit up, and probably about 10 minutes, your head will start feeling better, because now the fluid is now, you know, is leaving just that one pool area. So I wake up, and so naturally I know that, okay, my head is like really booming. I need to sit up in bed. So I have to sit up, and I always lean forward like this and move my head back and forth just to try to get the fluid to move in my head faster, because it doesn't feel good, because I naturally have a constant headache all day. So it naturally feels tight anyways in the back of my head, and then on top of that, having like, feels like somebody put extra fluid inside of your skull. That doesn't feel good, especially if you're asleep. And so that's what I naturally do. But it never was like when I woke up, like my eye wasn't hurting. Like if I wasn't having my series of headaches, so my eye wasn't like naturally like, oh my gosh, okay, it hurts because you're laying down. Cause like I can lay on my left side fine, no problem. But like if I lay on my right side, like I try laying on my right side, but what I do is I put my pillow like this. So I'm kind of laying like this, but I'm laying like that because I can't lay on the back of my head. So I'm kind of like sitting up, laying down like this on my pillow. And because, like, you know, I'm a side sleeper. Sometimes I'm a back sleeper. It really depends. But so like when I do lay on my right side, I get sharp stabbing pains in my left eye, which I don't know if this is true for all, but I do know that like they did the VP shunt on my right side because the left pocket had the most fluid. You know, because so, and it makes sense because, like I said, I have very bad complications. I think I had a stroke. The doctor says it wasn't nothing he did. That's another video that I already made. But anyways, yeah, I couldn't feel nothing on my left side after having 2 surgeries on my right side. So that makes sense. Me laying on my right side is shooting pains in my left eye. It makes perfect sense. What else was I saying? So I'm gonna insert the pictures just to show y'all, and you probably won't be able to see it. Like the first picture will show like a dark spot, and that's before we even did anything. So there's his hair, and like that's before we even cut like the bald spot. And then the second picture, like you could barely see like the little piece of the candy cane scar, and then you look below that is where the dent is. So they're not together. It's like one, like the dent's here and the scar's here. So it's like this. The scar is up here and the dent is down here. That's how it is, and they're not connected. They're in 2 different spots. But this is a long enough video, and I just wanted to update y'all on what's going on with my head. I go to the neurologist, which is a new neurologist. I haven't been to this person. My old neurologist quit. I didn't know. They didn't tell me. But like I said, the freaking neurosurgeon has monopoly over my head. So even if I do need surgery, I have to go back to that son of a bitch. Yes, I know that I cussed, but I will keep that to myself. So I got a new neurologist, which is, and all that neurologist did was because she couldn't do anything else, like no surgery, no test or anything, because he has monopoly over my head. And in order for me to get a second opinion, I have to go out of the state of Tennessee, not the county, the whole state of Tennessee, because how they explained it to me and Gary is because they're all on the same network. If anything happens to my head, they have to call him, even though I haven't seen this man in like 2 years, going on 3 years. they have to ask him what treatment he wants done to my head. That's the rules. And so the neurologist that quit, all she was doing was prescribing me water pills. Because yes, the VP shunt was supposed to eliminate the water pills because it's supposed to be draining water from my head to my stomach so I could pee it out. Nope. It's draining it, supposedly, from my head to my stomach so that I could pee it out. And I'm still on water pills. I'm on acetazolamide, 800 milligrams twice a day. That's a water pill. Extended release. Right? 800 milligrams? Yeah. So, that's like one of the highest dose. Because I think the highest dose that you can legally be on, which, I mean, mine's is prescription. It's not illegal. But I think the legal amount is 3,600 before like the FDA or somebody step in and be like, no, that's too high of a dose of acetazolamide. But like I said, I'm on 1,600, so I'm almost at max. Anything else? And then I'm gonna add the pictures, and like I said, y'all might not be able to see it. I see it, but of course that's because I can feel it in my own physical head. So, and then Gary can see it, but that's because he can feel it, you know, because he's here in person. Yeah, the teacher didn't do quality, so yeah, but I'll put it at the end of the video anyhow. Y'all have a nice day. Bye.